There is a South Korean woman who lives in Israel. I don't know her name, but she has a YouTube channel where she goes around Israel telling these Israelis, Yeshua love you. Yeshua love you. Yeshua love you. Now I'm going to show you guys a video. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is the fried brain insanity that I'm talking to you guys about. Let me show you guys a video. All right. I'm going to show you guys a video. Hold up. All right. She lives in Israel and she's like, Yeshua love you. I'm Israel. Hi. She needs to go back to Seoul and eat kimchi. She doesn't belong here. But anyway, she's crazy enough to live in Israel. Here we go.
Praise God. God love Israel.
God love Israel. This is how much Israel loves her back. Check this out.
God love Israel.
Spit. And she loves that Israeli spit. She loves it. She loves being showered in Israeli saliva every day, all day, guys.
It's all spit.
It's a Jewish spit. It's a Jewish spit, so it's good. It's really good. It's like a kimchi. It tasted like a kimchi. It tasted like a tofu. It tastes like a kimchi jjigae. It tastes like a daeocheong. It tastes like a bakchaong, Korean the Korean chili paste. Gochujang. It tastes like a gochujang. It tastes like a kimchi.
Smell.
Your brother name of Yeshua, right?
Whoa, whoa.
So spat on, smacked on. What else is there? Spat on, smacked on. What else?
He slapped my face.
He says, "Slap my face." What's what? I thought that God love you. I said God love you. Why you smacking me? Why you smack me?
Wow.
He slapped my face.
Now this is the worst one. Look, so she's preaching the gospel, the Zionist gospel to the Israelis, and she's like, "Jewish people, God love you. God love you." Look what happens to her. I mean, she got her head bashed in Israel. That's that Israeli love. I keep trying to tell people they're the loveliest people. Oh yeah, I remember all the evangelicals I knew. We just got back from a trip in Israel. They are the loveliest people in the world. Loveliest people in the world. Oh yeah, that's because when you got to Israel, let's see, you got to Israel through the El Al Airlines. They said, "Shalom, shalom." Oh yes, wonderful Christians. We love Christians. You know, Jesus was Jewish, you know. So you got onto the El Al airplane. They flew your ass to freaking Israel. They got your dumb ass on a bus. And so you went from the air-conditioned airplane to the air-conditioned bus, soldiers everywhere. So no one's going to touch you because you are a commodity and necessary for the Israeli economy. And then from the bus, you went to the restaurant. The restaurant makes a deal with the tourist company, the tourism company, so they get a cutback out of it. You eat some watery ass hummus, some lousy pseudo Middle Eastern food, and then from the restaurant, you go back on the air-conditioned bus. Then they take your dumb ass to the hotel, air-conditioned hotel. You fall asleep, you wake up, you get back on the air-conditioned bus. From the air-conditioned bus, you go to the air-conditioned restaurant. You eat, you drink your orange juice, and you have your pancakes or your French toast or whatever with some orange wedges and some sliced apples, maybe a little oatmeal. From there, they take you back on the air-conditioned bus. They drive you to Megiddo, whatever, freaking Masada. They say, here's where all the Jews committed cult suicide when they were fighting Rome. Oh, look how glorious our history is. From Masada, which is basically the Israeli Waco, circa 2,000 years ago, whatever. They take your dumb ass back on the air-conditioned bus to a restaurant. From there, they take you to the Wailing Wall, where you can wail on the wall. You bounce your head back and forth like a crazy person. From the Wailing Wall, then they take you to the bus, and then from the bus back to the hotel. You fall asleep. That was your experience in Israel. You did not experience Israel. You experienced a tourism company. That's not Israel. What this woman is going through in this video, this is the true Israeli experience, by the way. You talk about, oh, shalom, shalom. Boom! Should have listened to Jesus. They claim to believe in Jesus, these evangelicals. And they don't follow Jesus' words. Jesus went to the Pharisees. He said, you are of your father, the devil. He said, your temple? I don't give a shit about your temple. Your temple's going down. Your temple's going to hell. I don't give a shit about you. I am the temple. I'm the real temple. You guys are worshiping some stones. And if you guys were really sons of Abraham, in other words, if you were real Jews, you'd be following me. You wouldn't be trying to kill me. He says this in John chapter 8. These people don't follow Jesus. They don't follow Christ. If they followed Christ, they wouldn't be worshiping Israel. They wouldn't be worshiping Israel all the time. And these people beat her up, they spit on her, they smack her, and you would think, wow, she would actually learn. No, she doesn't. She still worships Israel. Yeshua love you. Yeshua love you. Yeshua love Israel. We love Israel. It's like, you need to go back to South Korea. They don't want to see you here. These Israelis don't want to see you. They don't want to be near you. They don't want to hear you. You're literally doing exactly the opposite of what Jesus told you to do, which is do not throw your pearls before swine. And I can guarantee you, if I go to this woman and I say, you know, Israel is doing genocide in Gaza and doing war crimes. No, they're not doing a genocide. No, they're not. God love them. They're not doing a genocide. No, God love. She would cover up for Israel's crimes. If half the country or nearly half of the country worships Israel, you're going to see that reflected in the speech and the behavior of the politicians. That is dangerous. So when Israel says, well, we have to do this, we should do this, Israel tries to pull America into wars. War with Iran, war with Iraq, etc. War in Libya, etc. That leads to massive instability in the Middle East. That leads to horrendous human suffering, as we're seeing in Gaza. Israel's not going to destroy America. It can't. But Israel, because of the pro-Israel American population, Israel tries to pull us into destructive policies and has successfully numerous times. And it's been nothing but chaos for the people who have to endure through such policies. Perfect example, Iraq, Libya, Syria, Gaza right now. Because you have these sycophants in America who say, God loves Israel, God loves Israel, God loves Israel. And then you say, listen, children are literally being blown to bits by snipers. And even some of the snipers are losing their minds because they're ordered to shoot kids, and they do shoot kids. Do you know how these evangelical Israel sycophants respond? But God loves them, God loves them, God loves them. And you cannot reason with such people. You cannot reason with an American Zaya. You can't. They have to see the light for themselves. The only way they will ever change this is if they see the darkness for themselves. And if they actually cultivate a real awareness of the darkness themselves. If that doesn't happen, there is no hope for these people. And as long as these people, these God loves Israel people, these flag wavers, as long as those people are large in numbers in American society to the point where they have a substantial influence over policy, you are going to be seeing destructive American policies in favor for Israel. Without those people, Israel doesn't have influence. If everyone in America thought like Tucker Carlson, or thought like Dave Smith, or thought like me, for that matter, politicians would be voted out for being pro-Israel. Politicians who get money from AIPAC would not be voted for. And politicians would have to change their positions on Israel. What empowers Israel to shoot children, what empowers Israeli soldiers to shoot four-year-olds in the head with their sniper rifles are the deranged, unhinged, demonic flag wavers who support mass murder under the facade of Jesus. And they wave their Israeli flags And they say, God loves Israel, God loves Israel, God loves Israel, God loves Israel. And those cultists, those evil, malicious, heretical, insidious cultists who think they follow Christ when in reality they are following a false Christ, are the enablers and are the empowerers of Israel's evils. It is a sin to try to convince someone who doesn't want to be convinced. Jesus said, do not throw your pearls before swine. What does that mean? It means do not wallow with the pigs. Because if you try to wrestle with a pig, you will lose. That pig will take you to the mud and beat you with experience. This is the reason why I played All Around the World by ATC when I was debating that Hasbarat. Because that is the language he understands. He does not understand the language of reason. Now, I gave him facts, not because I thought I was going to convince him. I gave him facts to equip the people who are going to listen to that video. I gave him the facts knowing full well he was not going to be convinced. But because I agreed to do a debate with him, I wanted to at least help equip the audience. That was it. Once I gave all the truth that I could to this guy, and knowing full well that he was simply going to deflect and run away from everything that I was going to tell him or everything that I already told him, I simply played ATC's All Around the World. Because that is the language he understands, which is the language of sadism and mockery. I have zero qualms with mocking these Hasbarats because that is the language they understand. Because when they shoot kids, they mock. When they bomb civilians, they mock. When they starve Gaza, they mock. They will do barbecues right outside of Gaza. They will dance to techno music outside of Gaza to relish in the suffering of the Gazan people. So when I played the music, and you had these Ameritards, Americans who don't know anything about the culture, they don't know anything about Israeli culture. They don't know anything about how Israel's society is. They don't know anything about it. My father is from the West Bank. I kind of have a familiarity with the Middle East. And I have an understanding. Being around a lot of Israelis in my life, in my past, I have something of a familiarity with Israeli culture and society. And one thing I know about Israeli culture, and one thing I know about a lot of the Zionist culture, the pro-Israel culture, is that there is a language that a lot of them understand, and that is the language of mockery. That is the language of scoffing. When Christ was on the cross, what did they do? They scoffed. They scoffed. They laughed at Christ because they have the spirit of Ham. If you go to the book of Genesis, after the flood, Noah gets off the ark, and what does he do? He gets drunk. Why? Because, watching the entire world get flooded and knowing that everyone except you and your family has been killed is pretty depressing. Unlike Charlie Kirk's wife, Noah actually had some deep mourning. And so Noah got drunk. He was sad. He was depressed. He was in despair. He got drunk. And he was in his tent, and when you get drunk, your body warms up. So his body was overheating, he took his clothes off. He wasn't trying to show the world his naked body, none of that. He did it all in private. Ham, one of the sons of Noah, goes into Noah's tent, sees his father is naked, and then runs back to his brothers and says, "Look, Dad is naked, ha ha ha," scoffing. He was scoffing his father. And Jesus was under the suffering of his own cup. Remember what Jesus said in the Garden of Gethsemane? He said, "Father, if it be your will, let this cup pass me." What cup? The cup of his suffering. Noah drank the wine and he suffered. Christ drank the wine of his suffering and he was naked on the cross. Noah drank the wine of his suffering and he was naked in his tent. In his tent, he was naked. And Christ drank the cup of his suffering and he was naked on the cross. What did Ham do to his father? Laughed at him. What did the Israelites, the Israelis of 2,000 years ago do? They scoffed at Jesus. And so they got possessed by the spirit of Ham. It's the spirit of scoffing. They love to scoff. They love to mock. They relish in people's suffering. Believe me, in private. Now, in the media, they'll say, oh, every Gazan child killed is a tragedy. Oh, but Israel is right in what it does. Oh, every child that is killed is a tragedy. It's so terrible. Oh, it's so terrible. But in private, they're laughing. In private, they're scoffing. In private, they're supporting this. Because believe me, if they didn't support this, they wouldn't be defending Israel. So the language these people understand is the language of mockery and the language of scoffing. That's it. They don't understand facts. They do understand facts, but they don't care about facts. They don't. They only care about facts when it can be used for their own advantage. If the facts are not to their advantage, then they will simply deflect and run away from the facts.